back. I'm in my office today, gonna get ready, and I have a slow day, but everybody's coming in, so here we are. And I brought with me, my throat is scratchy because I've been laughing. I brought with me a couple of single shadows, and honestly, this was already made up. I don't know when I put these in here, but I saw that there were shades in here, and I was like, I'm just gonna grab it. It's gonna be a news story video. Let me tell you about Lice Turkey. It's spelled L-I-C-E, but I looked it up and it is pronounced Lice. That's what they said, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to use as a primer the dark shade of the Under Eye Brightening Concealer from Becca and Smashbox. Here it is. So in Lice on April 18th, not that long ago, child, the police, first of all, they found tons, literal tons, I'm not being facetious, tons of marijuana, right? Let me tell you, it was worth $261,433,808 worth of cannabis. Baby, that's a lot. I don't know nothing about it, but that sounds like a lot. It's 20 tons of the weed. 20 tons. So they decided we got to go ahead and get rid of this, right? Like, we got to find a way to, you know, we've confiscated all of it, and now it's time to get rid of it. So the smarty pants at the police station, somebody came up with this. I can hazard a guess of the kind of person that came up with this, and it's the kind of person that's foolish. They decided we're gonna burn it. We're gonna burn it all. So what they do is they go to a little field, and they put the herbs, they spell out the city, L-I-C-E, and then they light those bad boys on fire. Now, I don't know nothing about getting rid of cannabis, but I'm 100% sure you're not supposed to do that. Y'all, they got the whole town high. They got the whole town high. Oh my God. People couldn't leave their house for at least 5 days, and they couldn't open their windows. Could you imagine? First of all, let's you know, the people who got sick from it, we're not laughing at them. I think we're laughing at the police and the ridiculousness that occurred here, because people have to go to the hospital. They can't open their windows. They can't go outside. Who thought this up? And you know what? Who then was like, let's put it in the let's spell out the city. Insult to injury. Insult. I wouldn't tell nobody else on the police force. Who thought this up? Just bags and bags. And when I tell you, it's just a plume of dark smoke. Bags and bags. And it was in the city center. Child, when I tell you, who thought this up? Who thought it up? Oh no. The chairman of one of the associations was like, as you know, the destruction of or burning of such herbs can cause serious intoxication. Oh my God, my brother would love this. Could you imagine just stumbling around high because you're literally breathing weed air? Talk about secondhand smoke. Like, you now have reason to not go to work, okay? And it's not of your own volition. Like, you can't go to work high. How are some of these people going to, like, the trash people, the mail people, restaurants, police? Oh my God. This is one of the dumbest things they could have done. I'm like, they don't say who decided this. All they say is that police burnt it. Involuntarily got high. They literally burned 20 tons. 20 tons of marijuana. What did they think? Nobody was like, you know what? When you like light it, it gets you high anyway. So we probably shouldn't light 20 tons real quick. Nobody thought that out of a whole police department, out of a whole department. And this had been collected over 2 years, 2023 and 2024. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. And it took y'all a long time because you had the forethought to be like, or the foresight to be like, let's put it in the letters of the city. I don't know if they should be fired. I do feel like maybe there needs to be some IQ testing just real quick. Because I don't know that I feel like I can trust these people in an emergency. I don't feel like I can. And maybe somebody, the main culprit is the person who came up with the idea, but I actually blame the people around that person because nobody said maybe we shouldn't do this, because you know it took quite a few people to put down 20 tons of marijuana in the words, in the letters LICE, and then somebody had to light the match. It was probably a couple of matches too. I have never in my life heard anything like this, and I can't even imagine. You sitting there trying to do your work, but you just like laid out on the couch eating some Doritos. Like, I ain't never had to do this job, but I feel like I wouldn't do it this way. I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like I wouldn't do it this way. I would, maybe it needs to be somewhere where there's some sort of air filter, or I don't know, drop it in the sea. Like, I don't know. I just know that I don't think you're supposed to do this. And they did it all at once. You know, so they were probably like, oh yeah, you know, the fight against drugs and stuff. And then you got everybody high, the entire city. I mean, and can they get it? Who's gonna? Can they get in trouble? I don't think so. What the? Like, police commissioner, I might need you to just fire the entire department and just start from scratch. Like, I can just imagine people in like their car, like the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, if they have those in Turkey, or just in the little like kitchen at the police station, being like, you know what, guys, like, we need to get rid of this. So this is what we're gonna do. Like, how did they transport them? They did it in the city center. How did they nobody had questions. Nobody had questions like, what are you guys doing? I feel like somebody dropped the ball here. I don't feel comfortable letting these police officers loose on the community, because I cannot trust their deductive reasoning. I can't. You got all these people laid up high in their houses. They can't open the window. They can't go outside. And you know, like, it's still gonna get in your house. Not everything is like hermetically sealed. I cannot. 20 tons. 230 something million dollars worth. That's a lot of money. Oh, 20 tons. That don't even make nobody's kind of sense. That don't make nobody's kind of sense. Moving along, let me tell you about Pablo Gonzalez, 42 years old. We like Pablo. We feel bad for Pablo. I'm going to put that out there already. We don't think Pablo is foolish like these police up over here. Pablo is a Spanish man up in Spain. So Pablo went to lunch, dinner, something with his friends. I'm going to go in with the Yummy Skin Water Power Serum from Zonas Amyrix. This is not my favorite because I don't like how the dispenser, you're supposed to like tap it. Yeah, I'm just not a fan. It's like, I don't like this. Just no. GRWM is pregnant. A$AP Rocky is actually really handsome. I didn't realize that. He was on the committee for I don't know what, for the Met Gala. And he and Anna Wintour were on one of these late night shows. And child, Anna Wintour, she must be in love with him or something because she was looking at him, she was touching him. I was like, yo, girl, leave Rihanna man alone. Anyway, Pablo went to dinner with his friends, lunch, something. He has not been able to ingest food or liquids after that for the past 3 weeks. What happened? What happened? What happened, do you think? Pablo had a sip of sparkling water. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I love me some sparkling water. I have some in my purse right now. I love sparkling water, so I clutched my imaginary pearls reading this. So Pablo went ahead, he went to this little tapas restaurant. I'm not as much a fan of tapas. It's okay, you know, you get the little plates and you gotta buy like 10 of them so everybody can share. I just want a burrito or some fajitas. So he has been hospitalized, or now I think he's out. He ordered a bottle of sparkling mineral water with a glass of ice and a slice of lemon. Poured it up into the glass. Immediately, burning sensation. So he drops it and he, like seconds, it just hits his mouth and it's like fire. So he like jumps up and looks at the glass, looks at everything, doesn't see anything, and then he grabs his friend's like some kind of drink and takes a sip, and then it was of soda, and then he runs to the bathroom to rinse his mouth out. And he said he was like blinded by the pain and he needed his friend's help to just stand up, and his symptoms weren't improving, so they had to call the ambulance. So he gets to the hospital and they confirmed that he suffered internal burns, and all they could do was try to alleviate the pain. They couldn't figure out WTF happened. They don't know. His esophagus and his stomach were burned so badly that they are black. The only reason it didn't really burn his mouth much is because he took a sip of the soda. Coca-Cola, I don't know, Coca-Cola might save lives. Afterward. So he's been unable to ingest any food or liquids. His stomach is healing, but doctors say his esophagus is still badly damaged. He had his first sip of water again on April 28th, but doctors still can't say if he will make a full recovery or how long it will take. I wouldn't be drinking nobody's damn water no more. But police checked the what's it called? The surveillance video. They got the bottle of the water. It's empty now. Somebody emptied it out. They like looked at everything, because they're like, whatever substance was in there might give us a clue. But they think maybe that the bottle, either the bottle of water or the ice was somehow contaminated with some sort of cleaning solution. But the restaurant owner is like, no, that couldn't have happened. Of course you won't say that. Child, when I tell you I would sue so hard, especially because I love me some sparkling water. I love sparkling water. I buy cases and cases of it. I just be drinking it down. I drink regular flat water as well. Yo, I would feel some kind of way. I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation in the shade 59N. I would feel some kind of way because I'm never going to your restaurant again. I don't know if I could drink sparkling water again. His esophagus is still messed up. And his stomach, like, that's a chemical burn, huh? Because it burned the hell out of his esophagus and his stomach. Girl, oh, could you imagine? You just had, I'm just thinking of going to lunch with my friend. He was like my big brother in my graduate program. And I remember ordering like a bottle of sparkling water, and I didn't finish it all. And he was like, girl, you better take that with you. But I'm just thinking I would be horrified. Oh, and I can't eat nothing for 3 weeks. Like, how you feeding me? How you feeding me? And he seemed like, he don't seem like, maybe Pablo was nicer than me, sweetie, because yeah, I would be in the news telling you all about it as I fill out whatever form I need to sue these people. Like, come on over to my lawyer's office because we about to get paid. First of all, for physical like damages of my person, emotional damages, and like, I don't know what else, pain and suffering, psychological distress. Oh, I was sued for that $230-something million worth of weed that the turkey has. Not for the weed, but for the money. Actually more. No, 230 million is pretty good, right? Yeah. Shoot for the, what is it? Shoot for the moon and you'll, you know, end up by the stars or something. I don't know, okay? But just like overestimate. They're gonna give you something. You got to get at least 1 million. And these days, I don't know how far 1 million goes, so I'm gonna need a couple of them. Give me a daggone billion. Because he might have permanent damage. Psychologically, I wouldn't be able to really be okay. I'm out with my friends. I'm having like some tapas, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna get a drink, which is really interesting. I would have probably got some kind of alcoholic beverage, and now I'm always going to. You get a little bottle of what is it? You get a little bottle of sparkling mineral water, and they said the bottle was sealed and everything, and then you get a chemical. But what they be cleaning stuff with? Do they clean stuff with stuff that can like burn your esophagus and your stuff? Thank God he only took one quick sip, because I'd be like, ah, child, it would have gotten all down to, what else could it get to? Your liver and stuff, kidneys? I don't know. I'm not a person who knows biology. What are those people? Biologists? You know what they are? Girl, when I tell you, I would be so pissed. Pablo is talking to the police, or not the police, the news people, and he just looks real like chill, like, yeah, you know, it burned my esophagus, I was in the hospital. I'd be like, yeah, girl, can you believe it? They done burnt my whole body. Oh, and they don't even know why, how, or whatever. Now there's a police investigation, but you gonna burn me to a crisp inside my mouth. That's a hella enforced fast. Fasting from food and liquid. So they had to have found a way to get him that stuff, because right, you can't survive for that long without those things. I couldn't take a sip of nothing ever in life. That'd be it. I don't know how y'all gonna figure it out, but I am not sipping anything. I'm not even gonna swish my mouth with water when I brush my teeth. I'm not even gonna go into the shower so that water gets in my mouth. So we're gonna have to figure out a way, because I officially have PTSD. Pablo is better than me. I don't even know what I would do. What would you do? I don't even know what I would do. He's smart because he like tried to drink something else. All I know is I would now own that restaurant because I'm suing for anything and everything. It's mine now, okay? I own it. I own it because y'all play too much. But you know who else played too much? Let me tell you about this fool up in Florida. Because why not? Why isn't it Florida? It's always Florida. This man in Florida was arrested for having 3 wives in 3 different counties. So obviously he's been arrested for bigamy because you can't be doing that. So, Hernando County, Florida. The women are now speaking out and they were like, there needs to be a better system to catch things like this. You know, to catch if somebody's married. Truth. But there needs to be a better man. Like, he's an ass. Okay, he over here just like marrying folks like ain't nothing. He's a handsome guy. He has really pretty eyes, but he took each of them a county over to get married. You big, bad, and bold. So each of these women met this man on dating sites, different dating sites. One was Bumble. No, he's on Bumble now, even after all this. One was, what was it? Let me find it. One was Match.com. What was the other one? Stir. I haven't heard of this one. It's aimed at matching single parents. And the other was Tinder. So he was all up and through all these websites, okay? All these dating websites. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. That is the Tarte concealer. Okay, so let me tell you. Tanya figured out she wasn't his only wife. This article goes all over the place. So let's just go through it, okay? Let's just go through it paragraph by paragraph. Oh, what's his name? Could you know, watch out. Watch out for this guy. What's his name? They better give his name. I know that much. What's his name? It's Henry somebody or another. Because if you go on them websites, girl, watch out for this man. His name is Henry. He's a black man, pretty eyes. And he on them dating websites. What is Henry's full name? Henry Betsy Jr. Henry Betsy, B-E-T-S-E-Y Jr. Henry Betsy. Okay, so what happened? So, oh, his name is right there. Michelle married Henry in November 2022. That's when she married him in Hernando County. Michelle went ahead and married him. Now, she met him on Match.com in that November. And 3 weeks later, they getting married. That's a sign, guys. That's a sign. Especially, like, if you, like, 72 and y'all are just like, we want to be together. Maybe 3 weeks, you know what you want. But if somebody's like, let's get married, it's been 3 weeks, like, you might not have even had 1 full menstrual cycle at this point. 3 weeks, like, so they got married. But he was married to Brandy already. He had married Brandy in February 2022. So he married her earlier in the year. And he married what's her name? Michelle, like, by the end of the year, 2 weddings. Should have been 2 weddings and a funeral. And these were all weddings that were at the courthouse. They weren't like big things. Honestly, they were like, they went to the courthouse and just filled out stuff and got married. Because apparently It's like super easy to get married in Florida because, you know, it's like a destination. People just be going. You and me could just go and like walk into Seminole County and fill some stuff out and we'll be married. Okay. Oh, and Henry is over here in a t-shirt with like some flowers on it and a crossbody bag celebrating his marriage to Brandy in 2022. Now, Brandy had also met him on a dating app. She met him on Stir, which I had never heard of. It's aimed at matching single parents. She said he said all the right things. I don't know how long it was for them to get married. Oh, hold on. Oh, but when Brandy married Henry, so we got Michelle 2022. Brandy was early 2022, but he had already been married to Tanya. So wait a minute, hold on. She met on, okay, Tanya had met him on Tinder. So Tanya had been married to him since 2020. And what, hold on. Oh, okay. Now, on Tinder, I guess he put on his profile that he was the perfect person. That's already, no, y'all gotta watch out. I don't know how, but Tanya figured out that she wasn't his only wife. She started going county by county, putting in his name, and that's when she found out about the marriage to Michelle and Brandy. So it seemed like in 2020, he married Tanya. In 2022, he married Brandy and Michelle. They say marrying him was real easy. You give them your information. They take a copy of your ID. You get married at the courthouse, and that's it. You did the paperwork, and you are done. Husband and wife, or person in person. 15 minutes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It has to be on the honor system. Henry ain't got no honor. But also, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, who was it? Who was it that got married and was the single mom? Oh, his profile, okay? Okay, just, this is on Bumble. Looking for a beautiful woman who understands the ups and downs of life, is trustworthy, and no games. So you're looking for a woman who's the exact opposite of yourself, Henry. And this is on Bumble. So he was on Match.com, Stir, Tinder, and Bumble. He just up and all through. Oh, empty nester and great guy looking for a partner to do this crazy thing called life. Looking for a beautiful woman that understands the ups and downs of life, trustworthy, and no games. If you're seeing someone, by all means, see it through. If we're meant to meet, it will be. So the day that he married Brandy is the second wife that married early 2022. The day they married, he went ahead and said, we need to make your bank account a joint bank account. Divorce. Immediately. Inmediatamente. We are going to get divorced. What you talking about? Like, we need to make your bank account a joint bank account. Who's a joint bank account? For me and me? Because you're not getting on it. So she thinking that he wanted to just take her money. Because, you know, he ain't doing well financially. He told the judge he has no source of income or money in the bank, and that he is currently living with a Christian friend. When I tell you, I would jump out of that seat in the court and punch Henry right in the upper lip. That's it, Henry. I can't stand you, Henry. Also, apparently he became abusive. And Brandy had kicked him out of her house 5 days after getting married. Good. So he filed for divorce from Tanya, and he's seeking annulment from Michelle and Brandy because, you know, he hasn't been married to them as long. there's a potential that he may just walk away with probation. Nothing that's going to stop him from doing this again. So I understand, because he pleaded not guilty. I understand being upset at the system, but you know who I'm upset with? Henry. Because Henry's abusing the system. Henry, he must have looked at them real close in the eye because his eyes are beautiful. He must have been like, marry me, baby. And then you gonna turn around, we just got married, talking about, we need to make your account a joint account. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't, Henry. We don't, Henry. And who is this Christian friend who is this Christian friend that you living with, Henry? Who is this? What's her name? Where'd you meet her? Plenty of Fish? Like, yo. I would be fighting Henry, but also, you know, this isn't the only story where people are taken advantage of and they get married like real quick, right? Like a couple, I feel like a couple of weeks later. I don't know. I feel like I usually hear things that aren't good when somebody gets married that quickly. I'm pretty sure there are people who do that and they're just like totally fine. But I think I'm gonna take this word from a client. I think they were digmatized. Because there has to be something that made these people say 3 weeks. It's not even 30 days. Like, I'm gonna just go ahead and marry this guy. You know, till death do us part, or until I find out that you're a bigamist. That's why you have to look people up. You have to look people up and see what their like records are, their criminal records and all that stuff. I know in Maryland it's called CaseNet or something. Make sure you can do that when you meeting people, because Henry was all, I hope that these websites ban him, because I mean, but there are so many. I bet he's just gonna go through all of them talking about be mindful of the ups and downs of life and like be true and not playing games. Henry, you are the game master. Okay, Henry, you are like the host of every game show. So he ain't got no friends or nothing. Like, I feel like if one of my friends was doing that, I feel like I would say something like, hey, he got like 2, 3 other wives. I sure would. Actually, I wouldn't be friends with somebody like that. Like, I'm not a fan of you, like, doing this, my dude. And he probably, you know, got some women that were just like taken in by his looks and like his charm, and you know, because you haven't even had a chance to see what he's for real like within 3 weeks. You haven't had a chance. You haven't had a chance to decide nothing about him. Which and then this other lady is what's it called? A single mother. Girl, you can't be letting all these people up in your life like that. There's nothing stopping him from doing it again. The only thing stopping him would be him. Okay? Yes. Who is this Christian friend that he's living with? Henry ain't about nothing. He ain't about nothing. He don't have no income, no money in the bank, and he's living with a Christian friend. Okay, Henry. Okay, Henry. He up on a probation. You know, he gonna do this to somebody else. And he probably gonna do it in Florida. They're not gonna change nothing. Henry don't lie. He misrepresented himself. What an ass. That's it, y'all. is it? I don't even know what prompted Michelle to start looking stuff up. Or who was it? Tanya was the first one. I don't know what made her start looking things up. I mean, but go you, Tanya. Let me look up stir. Stir, where single parents date. Join. Listen, I'm about to get myself all caught up. I ain't doing all this. It looks like a regular dating site. So here's the finished look. And hopefully you enjoyed these stories. Tell me your reaction. So we had the folks in Turkey, getting everybody high. Then we had Pablo. And then we had Henry Betsy. Tell me what you think. Anyways, I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. Forgot to show you what I'm wearing. This shirt, I'm pretty sure, is from Torrid, and these pants, just some pants from Old Navy. Old Navy has great stuff, especially if you're curvy or plus size, and their workout clothes, amazing. Anyway, I would love if you like the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.